The Ann Carlsen Center has an amazing mission to make the world a more inclusive place where independence is a gift to all. They are working on early intervention, but what does that mean? Joining us now, we have Gina Horgan from the Ann Carlsen Center. Ann, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Of course, I know Ann Carlsen Center has a rich history here in the area, but for people who are not familiar, can you describe the Ann Carlsen Center and what you guys do there?
You bet. I'd be happy to. Ann Carlsen has existed really for almost 80 years. We started here in Jamestown. That's where I'm located. It was a residential school for children with physical handicaps. Over time, we just grew bigger and bigger. And really in the last 10 years, we made a conscious decision to reach out beyond Jamestown and really kind of meet people in need where they're at. So now we're serving most of North Dakota and even some into Minnesota now.
That's incredible. So we're going to talk about early intervention today. Let's talk about how important that is and where that starts.
You bet. Early intervention really starts kind of birth to 3. That's the age range where we know kids learn best. They are just little sponges, they want to learn everything. And research really shows us that the best way to teach those littles is kind of in their home, in really natural routines. So we want to get in there as early as we can. And when I say we, that's kind of me and my cohort of primary early interventionists. Those professionals could be an occupational therapist, a speech therapist, a physical therapist, an early childhood special educator, as well as a licensed social worker. So we kind of have 5 professions that can help families and little people kind of move forward if they're experiencing a developmental delay or, maybe a significant medical issue.
Okay, so families are watching, parents are watching right now. How do they qualify for early intervention?
You bet. Really we kind of hear about kids needing services when they're pretty little. And so we send 2 of those professions into their home and we complete a pretty thorough evaluation. We look at all areas of development, so speech and language, cognition, fine and gross motor, social emotional skills, and self-help skills. And we really want to take a kind of a broad overall arching look at those kiddos, because when they're that little, everything kind of impacts together. So if I'm not talking, I can't really tell you I need help sipping my coat. So my social emotional or my adaptive kind of self-help skills might be delayed, as well as my speech and language. So we send 2 professionals in and we do a comprehensive evaluation. And then when that eval's done, it goes over to an eligibility committee at the Human Service Center. So those regions kind of vary across the state. I like to say they follows the 2 corridors, 94 and Highway 2. If you're in any of the larger cities, Dickinson, Williston, Minot, Bismarck, Jamestown, Devils Lake, Grand Forks, Fargo, there's a Human Service Center. And we partner with them and they determine eligibility for our program. And then a caseworker will come and visit the family and talk about what we can provide. Once they determine eligibility, then we come out and set up a plan.
Okay, and so cost, we see the benefit. Cost is always one of the top questions though.
Right, that probably, I'm excited to report, is the best news we can probably give is it's a free service. So this program is really a partnership between the federal and the state governments, and with the idea of let's get in there early. The earlier we address some of those delays, the better the outcome in the long run. And so we want to get in there right away. So that cost is free in North Dakota.
Okay, that is great news. That kind of, takes that out of the picture then in the equation. How do people get a hold of you? What's the first step if they are interested in this?
So probably the easiest way for me to explain it would be to just go to our website. If you go to anncenter.org, anncarlsen.org, you'll be able to see a list of all those programs we offer. Besides early intervention, we have OT, PT, and speech, so some outpatient therapies. We have some residential supports and behavioral health and mental health. We really just have a broad breadth and depth of programming available right now, but I want you to go there and look up early intervention. So if you click on the tab for services and pull up early intervention, you will see the phone numbers for the 4 major cities that we kind of hub out of. That would be Jamestown, Fargo, Grand Forks, and Devils Lake.
You're right, Gina. This is just like barely scraping the surface for everything that Ann Carlsen does. But early intervention, a very important conversation. So go ahead and check that out. Gina, thank you so much for your time today.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back here on North Dakota Today.